Good morning and welcome back to math. Today we're working on lesson 8. So you should have your problem set. You will also need a piece of paper. I have some wrapping paper. It doesn't need to be some great piece of paper. Whatever you can find. This is what I could find. So this is what I have. So pause this, go ahead and get some scissors and a piece of paper. Go. Excellent. Now, the first thing says fold and cut the square on the diagonal. So I guess we need to have a square. Let's do that as soon as we read our objective for the day. Please read with me. Create a tangram puzzle and observe relationships among the shapes. You might have heard of a tangram before. Sorry, just trying to get situated here. You might have heard of a tangram before. There's tangram shapes, kind of blocks that you might have played with in the past. So this might not be new to you. Okay, so first we need to create a square. What are the properties of a square? Yeah, they're the same on each side. So since I have this paper that's already lined, I don't know if you can see it, but it already has lines. So I'm just going to find, like this one's cut by 3. So if I cut this way 3, then it will have 4 sides with a size of 3. So go ahead and cut your square now. If you need a pause, go for it. Here's my little penguins. Okay, please read with me number 1. Fold and cut the square on the diagonal. Draw and label your 2 new shapes below. So when they say on the diagonal, they mean this way, right? So we're going to do corner to corner. They should match up. My sides, they're close. My sides are matching up okay. And then let's open that up and cut on that line. There we go. It says, draw and label your 2 new shapes below. Okay, what color will I use today? How about this dark purple? So I'm going to draw my 2 triangles that I just cut out. What do you think it means when it's asking for a label? Is it asking for the measurements? I think it's just asking for the shape name. So I'm going to write triangle and triangle. We have a couple of triangles. They're twins, right? Okay, let's read number 2 together. Fold and cut one of the triangles in half. Draw and label your 2 new shapes. So let's do that again. We'll just take one. We're going to fold it in half. Anybody have a guess as to what these shapes will be? Yeah, shout it out. Say it out loud. Tell your dog. Let's cut that in half. And we have 2 triangles. You know what I notice about this is that these ones are a right angle. They have a 90-degree angle right here. Those ones are a right angle. So when I'm drawing, I'm going to keep that in mind that this line and this line are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and again, we're going to label triangle, triangle. Just a smaller version of the first. Okay, let's read number 3. Fold twice and cut your large triangle. Draw and label your 2 new shapes. Fold twice. I don't know, like this. This. Where am I supposed to cut? Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't let you see what I was doing. So I folded like this. And then I folded down I wonder if that's the right thing to do. I wonder if they want us to fold it like this. Let's fold it like that. I know it says twice, but I'm only going to do it once because I know that they're asking for a trapezoid. And listen, if you can figure out how to get a trapezoid by folding twice, you tell me. Please email me. Let me know because I'm confused. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and chop off the top. Just like this. Let me show you the red side. It's easier to see. So now I have this shape and this shape. So let's go ahead and draw. So I'm just going to move this up a little bit. And draw those two shapes. Fold twice. Draw and label. I don't know about that folding twice business. Okay. So we need to draw and label. I kind of already gave away what this shape was called. But do you know? Would you have known if I hadn't said anything? Yeah, it's a trapezoid. Kind of a fun word to say, trapezoid. Trapezoid and triangle. Okay, there are two shapes. Let's read number 4 together. Fold and cut your trapezoid in half. Draw and label your two new shapes below. So I already folded mine in half, so now we just cut. Boop. So now we have these two. And what are these two called? Trapezoids again, believe it or don't. There's one. And here's 2. Trapezoid. There we go. Okay, just gonna scoot all my papers over. My little square, well, was once a square, and flip my paper over here for the next direction. Okay, so number 5, please read it with me, says, fold and cut one of your trapezoids. Draw and label your two new shapes below. Okay, so that's my triangle, triangle, triangle. So one of my trapezoids, I'll choose this one. I'm going to cut, actually I think I'm gonna fold right where kind of the triangle meets this square part right here. And I'm gonna fold right there so that I have an easier time cutting. And chop. So now I have this shape and this shape. And I haven't measured it, so I don't know if this is a square, but even if it is a square, we can call it what? We can call it a rectangle, right? Because it has 2 sets of parallel sides and they're not even. They don't have to be all the same size to be called a rectangle. So I'm just gonna say it. If you want to measure and make sure and call it a square, then you do you. That is fine with me. And over here we have a triangle again. All kinds of triangles. Okay, the second one says, or number 6 rather, okay, read with me please. It says fold and cut your second trapezoid. Draw and label your two new shapes. Okay, I gotta find it in all these shapes over here. Here we are. So same thing, I'm just gonna fold this so I can, just so I have a line to cut on and I'm not guessing. And sure enough, we're left with the same 2 shapes that we had up here. Because we're cutting the same shape the same way. So I have a triangle. And a rectangle. Okay. Let's read number 7 together. Reconstruct the original square using the 7 shapes. Oi. A, draw lines inside the square below to show how the shapes go together from the square. The first one has been done for you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe we should retrace our steps. Did these go together? Okay, I know that these were, oh there, that's how they went together. So I had trapezoids first. And remember, our square wasn't exactly the same size as this. So whatever square, I'm just gonna make it, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my paper just so it's easier to see what I'm doing. Okay, so first I'm gonna put my trapezoids back together because that's what I had done, right? And then I'm gonna put these trapezoids together. How did they go? Oh, maybe like this. Okay, and then from there, we did trapezoid to trapezoid, right? This became a trapezoid. Oh, this needs to go, oh, I know, I see. There we go, there's this little fluff ball. Kind of helps having a picture on it, come to find out. Okay, so what did we do? Where did we go from here? Do you remember how we got to this place? We needed the top, right? I'm gonna pop the top right here. And then all we need to do is put the, am I out of a piece? Uh-oh. What have I done wrong? Oh, there we go. Maybe not. Like this? Maybe not. Well, y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 pieces. That's exactly how many I should have. Okay, I think I have it. There we go. Whew, that was tough. And this might be even more difficult if you just have plain paper, right? So take a look at mine, follow the shapes if you need to, right? So we have the smaller triangle here, 2 squares in the middle, even smaller triangles on the side, and the larger triangles over here. Okay, I'm gonna try to move this to the side. Okay, that didn't go super well, but I think I can put it back together now that I've done it once. I can certainly do it again. Okay. So now I'm going to fill in my blanks, or fill in my, it says that the first one is done before you. So first we cut this in half, and then we cut this one in half. Straight edge. I'm going to use some of my leftover wrapping paper. I just want to make sure that this line right here is pretty, straight, as I don't follow the line at all. There we go. What do we do next? I'm going to flip over because I don't remember. Fold and cut one of the triangles in half. Okay. Oh, I did that. Boop, boop. So the first cut was 2 triangles, and then we cut them into 2 smaller triangles. And then we cut our larger triangle into a trapezoid, like this. Do you remember this? And then we cut our trapezoids in half. And then we cut our trapezoids into a rectangle and a triangle. Let's see if we have 7 pieces like we should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoop, whoop, we did it. Okay, so then the last one, will you read it with me, please? It says, describe the process of forming the square. What was easy and what was challenging? Okay. So for me, I thought about it going backwards, right? So I went from number 6 to number 5 to number 4 to number 3, and I worked my way back to a complete triangle. So that's what I'm going to write. I first started by putting the trapezoids back together. Oops. Next, I put the two trapezoids together to make one large trapezoid. Next, I added the small triangle on top of the trapezoid and I already had half of my square. Last, I put the two remaining triangles together to form the square. Awesome. I would love to hear from you. What was easy and what was challenging? Believe it or don't, the last part, so if I had like putting the one side of the triangle with the trapezoids, all this business was not that hard, right? I got that together. It was putting these in that I was struggling with. I was doing this, I was doing this, and it wasn't working. So when I found this penguin's head and his body, then it was easier. But I was not, that was the most difficult part for me, was the largest pieces. So you tell me, what was your most difficult part? Until we meet again, friends, hope you have a great day. Bye.